afternoon, everyone. We're going to talk real quick on this Friday afternoon about close protection. What do we use in our vehicles? What do we have on us? And how we're supposed to take care of our protectee. All right, so in some instances, you're in vehicles and things like that that do not have the ability to get to the back seat. You have principals who do not want to have large medical bags and things like that anywhere near them, but we know we need to have them, because if you go back to the vehicles and things like that, you're probably not going to be able to get into the back seat depending on how the vehicle is, what's going on with your patient, and things like that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is like creating some type of a vehicle kit. So here, what I have here is just a small Pelican case. We create these here at Grey Ghost. And so what I'm going to show you are a couple of things, right? So we think about things like March and stuff like that. So what I've done is taken the March algorithm. I've taken Combat Medical Solutions equipment, and I've created my own kit that goes underneath the seat. And so what do I have here with me, right? So I have a couple of tourniquets, right? I have my 2 tourniquets. I have some Celox gauze, right? We have a blanket, right? We also have a little bit of roll gauze. We have the battle dressings. We have the battle wraps. We have the regular gauze in order to stop bleed in a wound. We have the March algorithm here. We got some gloves. We have our patient disposition. We have actually some of the Celox A, which you guys may or may not be familiar with, but basically just an injector. If you have those open wounds, gunshot wounds, things like that, and we're trying to stop that bleeding. We have our nasal trumpet, and what I really like about these is sometimes you have to put your own SurgiLube, things like that with these. This one comes because these guys have really thought about it, so it comes with everything with it. And we have a couple of darts, right? We got our splints, and we got our chest seals. Okay, so one of the things that a lot of people forget in these kits that you want to make for close protection, you're riding in vehicles and things like that, and how many should we have? Should there be one in every vehicle, one every other vehicle, things like that? I'm not going to get into your tactics with that, but there's also what I call kind of the lickies and the chewies. And what that means is, you know, little things like small packets of Alka-Seltzer, Claritin, Advil, you know, whatever your medical director says that you can use if you have one of those. Don't ever get some type of medical medications that you don't know how to use, or you don't know what they're going to do. Always you need to know a little bit about your principal, your protectee. You know, are they allergic to certain things? What can you put in there? But I like to just, you know, things like headaches, stomach aches. Let's think about, like, if you have a protectee or someone who may, you know, for whatever reason gets hypoglycemic or things like that. So I think about things like, you know, Instaglucose. I think about if you are a paramedic trained, you have a RX prescription for it. I think about the glucagon emergency kits, but with things like this, you know, because it has a needle, syringes and stuff like that. And then I also think about people riding around all day, maybe not necessarily hydrating the proper way, or after you've gotten through with a particular event or whatever, you know, some type of rehydration salts, and then just, you know, something simple as a marker, right? Your normal bandage scissors. And so when I think about that, it's just like placing those things back inside. I'm not going to tell you how to necessarily do that. In one instance, I would think about things like, you know, what is more important. So when you think about your March algorithm, you know, how would you actually place this in there so that you would be able to handle whatever situation that arose, and be able to do it in a proper fashion. You can also do things like, they have these little Velcro tape strips that you can Velcro tape things down. I would suggest that for like some of your smaller packaging items like your Alka-Seltzer. You know, you can just take those little dots, put them like right here on this piece in top of the kit itself, and basically like have them sitting at the top. and so they're able to be gotten to. And those are the kind of things that I would think about and putting in my vehicle kit. The one thing that I like about this, even though I don't have it completely all packaged up, and we can, you know, certainly send you pictures, you can go to the website, things like that, and see it, is that once you close this equipment up, right, it's small enough that it will be able to slide underneath the seat. Your principal probably will not see it, or if you can, you know, and I really like the back seat area because normally when you're dealing with your principal, if something happens, you got to push them inside the vehicle. Whoever that agent in charge, AIC, is, who gets into the back to cover that principal up, is going to have to cover them, but then they can reach underneath the seat as you do your sweep, and if they need anything, it's just right there in the back. And that's what we'll talk about real quick with a vehicle kit. Now let's think about something like, not every place that you go wants you to have, you know, some tactical backpack, some briefcase, something hard. I went out and I bought this, probably too expensive, but you can get something like it. I like the little teardrop effect. I can place it over the top. It still allows me the ability to keep my hands. I just look like I'm hanging out if I'm wearing a suit, or if I'm actually just dressed in a casual environment, operator chic as we call it. And so things like, you know, having a tourniquet. This is a soft T tourniquet, and like I said, you know, there are varying different tourniquets out there. This one works just fine. We're not going to go over its features, but it does a pretty good job. And I put that on the outside. Same thing on the outer pockets. I have things like quick clots. I also have, you know, bandage scissors and things so that I can make sure that if I need to do any type of triage. And then as you go into my bag, you know, there are certain things that I like to have available for me. So what you'll see here is I've created like a little IO drill pouch in case I need to do any lines. Your normal, you know, stethoscope and your blood pressure cuffs, things like LMAs and King's LTs, large syringes, you know, more darts, more combat gauze. It's all up to you. I like to carry around a headlight and a lot of things that I have, because you never know if you're going to be in some type of confined space. You're not wearing that light on you. You don't want to have a light that you're going to have to hold on to. You're going to want to be able to put something on your head so that you can use your fingers, all your dexterity to get to work. And then there are other features that you can use these systems for. I know a lot of times that we don't really like to talk about it, but we are doing close protection. So if you're the type of person who may need to carry an extra knife, who actually is a medical person that is able to carry arms, and you don't want those things like on the outside of you, you can put those there. Some of the other things I would like to do is actually put like my extra magazines and things like that in the event that I need to protect my patient. And so when I go to my hip, if I'm already doing something with my patient, if I have to, you know, use my weapon system, then if I need to reload or something like that, I can do that also. But again, with any of those things, you want to make sure that you're practicing with it. That is a quick down and dirty on close protection medicine, the type of kits that we have. We'll look over some other things later on in our tapings, but there you go. Vehicle kit that can go underneath the seats, something that you can get to. Make sure you follow your march algorithm. This is not for the person who is, you know, a paramedic or something like that who has tons of things. This is more so for the vehicle to be able to do adjunct until you can get to that definitive care. This teardrop bag here, this was also one of my A bags that I used to carry for close protection. And again, blends in with the environment, doesn't take up a lot of space, and gives you the ability to have everything that you need in order to do at least the patient care for one person. If you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out. You guys know and gals know how to find us, and we'll talk to you soon.